Hello everyone, welcome back to another stream. Today we have Khonshu's release in about an hour, and with that I'm going to be finishing off High Voltage as soon as the missions refresh. That'll give me just enough to pull the new Ghost Rider card, which should go hand in hand with Khonshu, I think. In everything that I brewed, I feel like you really want that extra targeted low power discard. And so I think he's going to be great for making sure you have something high value to revive with the Khonshu. Until then, we're just going to be playing a few games. I just finished off the weekend missions with, it's not Lokimoto anymore. Scotta, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. And so as you guys filter in, I'm going to go ahead and jump over into a game, and then we'll probably play one, let a quick ad run, just to disable pre-rolls for everybody, and then we'll jump back in. Castlezima was rude of Nico. Scotta, it was absolutely rude of Nico. And then I didn't have any low-cost things to like sacrifice one to send your way. And so it became very, very tricky. And then Sliver, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. All right, we're going to snap because we do have the shield in Sanctum Sanctorum, so we have a decent advantage over there, unless they're a deck that can pump out power sideways, which we'll find out. But I think it's a good enough locational advantage to snap into. Ooh, Los Diablos base could ruin it. We also have Frigga, which could copy... I don't necessarily want to copy the Zabu, but we're going to. Just waiting for Khonshu. Me too. He sounds like a really fun card, but I'm a little bit worried that it ends up being like a very combo-heavy driven card where it's too much effort for the reward. I think it's going to be fun to play around with regardless, and build decks around. Because I think it's going to be like not a full-on discard, but just some kind of variation of it. And so I'm interested to see what decks end up doing well with him. Hopefully you're able to overcome that pretty quickly, Scotta. So right now, as long as they can't get anything into Sanctum, then we went over there just off of Cap Shield. And we have Agamotto next turn, which is going to be, what, 17? You already have a deck ready? I have one that's most of the way ready. Like, some of the pieces may end up needing to change over time, but in general, I think I think it'll be a good one. Bullseye Collector, Double Dakin. You might have to worry about how high Collector can scale. But I think we just throw Agamotto. Ooh, they have Arnold Zola. Yeah. So now it's 4 Dakin. No, 3. They only have room for 3 shards. I don't think we can I don't think we overpower that. I think they definitely win it. I lowered my guard for the Arnhem Zola when they stacked the Dakin with the Bullseye. The Grandmaster to get over there was good, though. When I logged out of Snap and tried to get back in, it takes forever to load. Are you on PC? I mean, I guess on both PC and mobile, there's been a lot of, like, just optimization issues. And so there's some times where even on PC, it takes me a while to get back in. And then Duke Silverhand, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one. I was planning on getting Khonshu, Scorn, and Corvus. But the closer we get to reset, the less I'm feeling like spinning the keys. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not certain if Corvus is going to end up fitting in Khonshu decks or not. It's one that I've looked at, considered. I don't know. I don't know if the randomness of Corvus makes like a targeted discard / resummon less effective from Khonshu. So I ended up finishing the 30 days. I haven't edited it. I haven't got it edited together. I ended up getting, right after 30 days, a really good Series 3 deck, and then they nerfed it, which felt awful. But I have the 30 days. I just haven't got it edited. Death's Domain's tough, especially since we can't move our shield. We have their Kingpin. We could try a Cersei change. I feel like that's going to be pretty risky, though. And that's going to fill this lane. They'll have a guaranteed amount of power they have to fight against. I'm planning on Scorn Khonshu. Scorn as a way to, well, that was a brave Juggernaut. We could have ended up over here. So you're using Scorn within your Khonshu as a way to like allow more open-ended discard cards like Corvus? Is that the direction you're going? On the YouTube side, Tristiza, welcome in, and then Slacker Dan, welcome in as well. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. So far, mine has been pretty decent. We could do one of these. We would have to hope that whatever Juggernaut hit went into Death's Domain or wasn't enough to overpower the mid lane. If they're looking at like a cannonball, then we're fine. Magneto, we may be in trouble. Maybe might have some issues with like an arrow. And then Space Wax, welcome in. Mr. GG on the YouTube side, welcome in as well. We do have the arrow. Oh, I forgot about the Sam shield. We would have had to go really big here. We're actually going to let the first set of ads roll as we're, so that pre-rolls can be disabled, and then we'll jump back in. So we're going to go with a minute and a half, and then we'll be right back, you guys. All right, next up we have Straws. We get their Enchantress with the Copycat. We have our Iron Patriot, 8 Bishop. Winds of Watum could be pretty decent for us. Shifting one of them out of here, being -3 after it ends. The idea of. I'm going to go Iron Patriot to the far right. But I think if they were going to play... Oh, they go left. Interesting. Oh, wow. We got we got so lucky with Baxter building. Gladly take it. Because even if they play one card here, it goes to 2. They force a tie. After a long day, discard Lover here, waiting for Khonshu. Khonshu, I'm excited about Khonshu, but it's also a card that it may take a little bit of time to find a great home for him. I have a couple of ideas. I'm thinking a little bit more on the targeted discard side, where we have 2 to 3 low power targets that we would be happy with discarding. For the upper end, we want to kind of control our discard and force it onto Khonshu, and not really have anything else in the mix to resummon. And so that's my initial direction with it. I think outside of that, sometimes you may be casting too wide of a net, and it would feel like a lesser Hela if you kind of open that end too much. You see they're testing draft mode on the Chinese server? I did. I saw it. Well, I guess I didn't see it explained as they were testing it. I know the Chinese server has access to things that we don't. So they have rent a deck and using a deck or cards for a trial type basis, and a whole bunch of other cool features that we haven't been able to get here. If it's testing to be able to release here, awesome. I was more under the impression that it's 2 separate development teams. And so then they were getting access to a draft mode, and then we would have to be left without. And then Ogian, welcome in. Hopefully you have hopefully you're having a good day so far. But yeah, I was under the impression that just because they're getting it doesn't mean we will. Because they have a tournament scene. They have all kinds of cool stuff that they've rolled out there that just has not hit the market necessarily for ours, and I don't know if we'll ever get it. I'd like to, but we don't know for sure. See that clean shave? Yeah. Yep, yesterday it got to a point where it bothered me enough that I just snuck off and went and shaved it. Let's go Gwynpool. I'm gonna go ahead and do Kate Bishop and Winds of Watum all on the right side. Since we have New York, where we'll be able to shift some stuff around. Just to mimic the new card. We gotta try our best. So then with Copycat, we got 311. We could do Copycat plus images with our Quinjet on the final turn, which would allow us to do 33 extra power in a particular lane. Or we could go ahead and play the 30 or the Copycat now. Let's do the Copycat now. We may do images next turn. So today we get clean shaved TLSG. We do get clean shaved TLSG. Up until yesterday afternoon, it was still there. My daughter was homesick, and it just got to a point where I felt the need to go shave it. It got to that length where it started bothering me a bit. I think we're just going to do something kind of simple like this. We're gonna give up New York and then fight for left and right. I don't want the Gwynpool buffs turn 6. Like the one, like what, leaving it in hand? Or copying up on the Gwynpool with images? Wait, did Scotta ask for... Oh, timeout for the port. I wasn't sure what you asked for earlier, Scotta. It looks like a card that has a lot of high-end potential, but it also could be one that ends up being a little bit too combo heavy, where it needs very particular things to happen to go right, instead of it being like open-ended like an Iron Patriot, for example. I'm excited to play around with it. I think it has some really good potential, but it's one of those cards that we'll have to wait and kind of see. And then Roram, welcome in. Hopefully everything's going well for you. Have you finished off High Voltage? I have one more reset before I'm done with mine. Too awkward to get it to work. Yeah, it could be. Could be one. You haven't finished yet? What rank are you, though? I know that you've been absolutely crushing it this season. Yeah. I want the high voltage cards for Khonshu decks. Outside of that, it's like maybe has a light home in Hela, but otherwise, I don't think we see a lot of the first Ghost Rider. You've been a madman this season? Yeah. Roram, man, you've been on a tear. We'll save Cannonball. I kind of want to just give up on the right lane, and so I'm gonna go Galacta over there, assuming that their rocket is going to be enough for them to win it. I'm rank 4, pushing for 3. Super close. Nice. Oh, Jin, you said quick everyone add Luke Cage. I'll make sure to remove Luke Cage. Turn 5, I kind of want to focus on Bolt so we can do a pretty big final turn. We can also do this, which will give us... I guess it's a 1 out of 4 for an awful images pull. Everything else is a good hit. Don't play bolts first. Oh, yeah. Call. Big Captain Marvel. So if we cannonball left, it's going to hit Captain Marvel out, and she can always move back. Could also copy up on the cannonball and smack all of them out of the lane. But then this one would maybe become a concern of being able to win this lane. I don't like this one. Oh, wait, no. We want Agamotto to be powered up. I kind of like this one. I'll play the other one for the chaos. We could have went chaos with the cannonball. Elsa, big Gwynpool. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say it's a 50-50 of Captain Marvel hitting, but it's not. Shifts right back. One off. It was dependent on what they threw in the left lane. But Elsa Bloodstone helped him out. Remy said, the deck I'm playing seems to have all their counters disappear. There's no Mobius or Cage right now. I've seen very little of both. There was a brief period about a week or so ago where I started seeing a lot of Mobius, but even that has kind of disappeared into non-existence. Yeah, there's an awful lot of Shang-Chi. I feel like it's only a matter of time before, and he may not be super effective in most of his decks. It feels like when he becomes as common as he is, everyone plays around him. And then he becomes less effective until he goes away enough that the big cards start coming back out. My favorite deck for Conquest has both Mobius and Gorgon. Is it a Thanos deck by chance? Most of the time when I see Gorgon and Mobius fits into Thanos pretty well too. Not that it matters necessarily. What, for Shang-Chi? So if people start playing around Shang-Chi enough, a lot of times their decks will have cards and options that keep them just below that range. And so then Shang-Chi gets less value in most cases. And so we stop seeing it like floated in every deck possible because of that. And then Scotty, yeah. Every time I face you, I always know that there's going to be some very big, high power output cards. And Blues Man, welcome in. It's going well. Hopefully it's going well for you as well. She is mean and should be removed from the game. I feel like you would absolutely flourish if Shang-Chi was all of a sudden removed from the game. Who's Waterboy? Gorgon, Iron Patriot, Sam, Mobius, Rocket, Marvel, Sam. Okay. Oh, Hydra Bob. Okay. I have seen that one float around a little bit. Do we want the Gwynpool to stack onto Iron Patriot, or would we rather have bolts come down so we can play additional cards? I don't know why I keep wanting to play bolts first. Yeah, I agree. Shang is absolutely necessary. He's not super fun, but without it, we'd see a lot more just raw combo-driven high power output stuff. Black Panther would end up being really, really strong. So they hit this with an Odin. It goes up by 5. We have to abandon. We can't win the left lane. So the 2 could go into Juggernaut, Copycat, Shang-Chi, or I guess Agamotto as well. Six, 7, 8, 9, but we need another 5 there. I think it would have to be like something like that to even have a shot. And even that, I don't know that it overpowers an Odin. Ooh, not an Odin, a Doctor Doom. Beautiful. Oh yeah, Blink would miss if I just played her trying to like flip the Iron Patriot. I was just trying to think, when I staged her, I was just trying to think of what she would potentially hit for any given like card range. That was an Odin. We probably would have lost though, right? An Odin hit here would have been an extra 3. And if any one of the Ironheart triggers landed here, yeah. Yeah, we would have lost to Odin. And then Aeon, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a good one. We haven't been live for too long. We're waiting on Khonshu to come out in about 30 minutes. And so I'm just running a few of the decks that I've been toying around with lately. Until then. But yeah, as always, Aeon. Very, very good game. I haven't finished unlocking the first Ghost Rider. I am 1 set of missions away. And so I figured I'd probably just knock that out right after reset so that I could finish getting the card. I don't know. Maybe I spend gold to get it done before the card actually comes out. And so I'm excited about Khonshu. It's one that may end up being like more work than it's worth, similar to Red Wing for the most part. You don't really see Red Wing at all. It could also end up being where it is effective enough that it creates a whole new kind of breed of discard style deck. Big Gwynpool on their end. I don't think they're going to play into the vault, but I also... This we take out around 5. Goes down to 10. If we overtake Baxter Building, we'd be able to end up bringing it down to, what, 6? 3, 4, 5, 6-ish? Oh, we may not take out 5 with wins. We'll just have to see. I think we're going to do this. We're going to waste the Galacta push, but I think it's okay. How many channel points would you bet Khonshu comes out with some kind of bug? I don't know. Whoa, that is a lot of Gwynpools. awful lot of Gwyn pulls. The lowest one too. So even with a Shang-Chi, that only brings us to 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. 13 brings it up to 19. We don't even beat what's already there. Let alone any of the other. We'll just out of this one. I don't know. I don't know that Khonshu will have any kind of bug. It feels like the game-breaking bugs they've had a pretty good handle on recently. I would have bet more so that Firehair would have a bug. I feel like discard would probably be at least relatively straightforward, less variations in variables to consider. And then Jermaine on the YouTube side. Should I get Sam or Galacta? I have to force restart. Snap. I would say, I don't know. They're both super versatile. Sam is, of course, on the lower end, and you always get some kind of value. Even if you don't draw him, you get that 1 power on the board. And so if you're using it with like Agamotto or similar cards, then you get decent value out of just the body on the board. I would almost lean towards that, but Galacta is also really good in just value builds by herself. And so I think either one is probably going to be fine. I'd probably lean towards Sam just because he's a little bit more versatile and fit into more decks, and then Galacta is a close second. And then Transcendence, you said, do you think Khonshu will be a good card? Wish me luck getting with only 1 key. Hopefully you pull him. I typically stay away from gambling like that, where I only have like 1 key and I'm trying to get one particular thing. Because odds are, you only have a 25% chance. Odds are you miss it. Hopefully it works out though. And then yeah, there is going to be an over there on Thursday, which may end up shaking some stuff up. We know that Sam Wilson was already on the radar because he already got changed a little bit with the shield going down to 0 cost instead of 1. And so if they weren't sufficiently happy with the results of that kind of slight nerf or change, we may see another one. Life is short, gamble away, but responsibly. Danger room odds? I mean, I've stayed for worse odds. So, I guess it's understandable. Mighty Minji. I'm also on I think it's a 3-week streak of you having to use... No, I think it's been 4. This may be the 3rd one coming up, where I had to use 4 keys. I was on a good stretch for a little bit, and then it just hit a really, really bad patch. Go with big bolts. That way we can kind of guarantee what Gwynpool is going to hit by eliminating some of the stuff from our hand. Yeah, so just Sinel. So there was an issue with the weekend mission a couple of weeks ago where it said Khonshu. There should have been an inbox reward for, I think it was 200 tokens to compensate for that misstep that they did. So if we went guaranteed, we can, I mean, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it guaranteed onto the rocket. They only compensated if you had Essen. Really? Oh, maybe on my free-to-play account I pulled Essen. I'll be trying Apocalypse Dracula, or Dracula Apocalypse. Thought about Dracula Apocalypse, but I feel like it's too, it butts heads too much. I may be wrong, but I think we need to run. Yeah, probably. That is an awful lot of Gwynpool. I mean, maybe if we found a Shang-Chi, we could like win here and then like Shang-Chi elsewhere. That's true, Mr. GG. The 2-time self, or the 2x Nico buff didn't proc on Firehair. I still don't think it does. Which does hurt that usage a little bit. So I'll just knock out the high voltage quest as soon as we refresh, and hope for some easy ones. I think it's strange that there's not a card to counter discard directly. I mean, I think Cosmo is supposed to be kind of that, but we also have activates with Bullseye and Hellcow that can't really be countered by Cosmo. You think I should get Firehair? I think Firehair is a super fun card to play. I've enjoyed using Firehair, but I think she's a bit trickier. She's not a like straightforward throw into every deck and it perform well type of card. And so it really depends on what your collection would look like. So big bolts of Balthok. Rocket Raccoon is decent. Maybe we can... Oh, wow. Why didn't I move the shield? No King Eitri? No, I ended up cutting King Eitri for Zabu. That way we can do... for Zabu, so we get a discount on either Galactus, Shang-Chi, or Images. And then Karthi, welcome in. Has been a long time indeed. Hopefully everything is going well. I guess I didn't need to double up on the Quinjet. Oh, I also didn't really need to waste the bolts yet. Could have waited till later. Said in this deck you cut King Eitri or Hawkeye for King Eitri. I ran a version that ran King Eitri and ran Loki, but I ended up feeling like I was missing more often than not with the Loki, and so I cut it. We should be able to keep priority. And so then Juggernaut may save us, but they're also going to be flooding a lot of cards, so we have to worry about where the cards are going to land. So space. What did you cut for the King Eitri? let's move the Rocket and Groot. We can do images. They all turn into Sam Wilson. At least it's a little bit higher power. It's what, a net positive of 2, actually 5. So then we can go with the Juggernaut. Miles. Juggernaut will go here and here. Rock left, images right. What images right to copy the Agamotto? We could also position it where images went here and here. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry about the ads that rolled. My bad. I don't think they have Shang-Chi. I think Hitmonkey, which is why we didn't really want it to land in Sinister London. But we'll see. Oh my gosh.
Power must be controlled.
I didn't think they would run a Shang-Chi, but joke's on me. No, I don't think they were sniping. I think it was just, I mean, they knew that we had one Agamotto here and here, and so it makes sense that they dropped the Shang-Chi. Yeah, we can turn off Quinjet, I guess. Drop it in for King Eitri. What are we cooking up here? This feels like a pretty standard Agamotto list at this point. Like, I feel like a couple of like slight variations, whether it be Gwynpull out. I've seen a couple of versions use Miss Marvel instead. Some run a Loki. Some don't run Zabu. They put Loki in. Some don't run Kate Bishop and they run something else in its place. But it's just kind of like a good card Agamotto pile. Let's go Sam Wilson. we can drop Kate Bishop. A lot of times she clutters our hand too much. So I could see like making a case for dropping her. But in this scenario, we're gonna enjoy using her. I'm starting to think some mad combos with Khonshu, Black Knight, Essen, first Ghost Rider, and Ghost Rider. What is I guess Essen is gonna pull what, the shard from Black Knight? It's a lot of like specific combo pieces that have to hit in a good way to make it viable though. I think when it hits, it would hit hard though. Expandable for a tech card, yeah. Yeah, so she could be either just any kind of tech that you're needing. We have plenty of extra turns here. Yeah, Karthi. So the season pass card only pops up in your shop after season ends. It's the same way that it's been. Is there an alternate for Gwynpool? I did run a version of this that ran Miss Marvel instead of Gwynpool. It does basically the same thing. You just have to be kind of careful with how you're setting up your 1-drops. Wonder if there will be some Khonshu Gambit shenanigans. I feel like my gut tells me that with Khonshu, we're typically going to see more targeted discard. I feel like whenever you go with things like Moon Knight or sometimes maybe even Corvus or Gambit, that it's a bit too random for the value that you want to get out of your Khonshu. And I could be wrong. It could just be that you slam down good value for the Gambit cards, but my gut tells me it's let's do Agamotto. We'll do the grapple arrow. We have Shang-Chi to knock out this lane next turn, so we can do Shang-Chi Juggernaut potentially. Yeah, Copycat doesn't any card. So if you do like Iron Lad and it hits one of your spells, it doesn't get banished because it's not a spell, but the spell still goes off. It's pretty cool interaction. All right, so with Sebastian Shaw, we have to look out for Surfer. Especially, I mean, they had Hope as well. So if we Juggernaut here, and then it slides over left, fine with me. Then we Shang-Chi right. Clear up Cassandra. Carthy, I rarely comment or watch Twitch streams, but your content is amazing. I really appreciate how you respond to all the comments. Wishing you the best. Absolutely, Carthy. And even if you don't like chat, the people that are here and just lurk, you guys absolutely make Twitch go around. Can you move chat slightly? Yeah. Sorry.
Power must be controlled.
It feels like I'm in my comfort zone. I have been very, very blessed with such a like a wholesome community, because I've been in Twitch chats where like I enjoy the streamer, but I wouldn't dare talk in some of them just because I'm afraid of either the chat or just sometimes the messages coming off wrong, and so then I just sit back and watch and lurk. And so I'm glad that we have a community where, you know, whoever pops in can feel free to ask whatever questions they have, whether they're newer to the game or even if they're just like returning, or maybe they're a veteran player and they just have a question as well. I miss your beard. It got shaved away about a day ago. It'll be back. It'll be back probably within a couple of weeks. It'll be, you know, in full force. I'm not biased at all, but maybe streamers should not be allowed to play Shang. I mean, we could switch to something else. Go ahead and do. I'm gonna go ahead and do bolts, and we can stack up a few of the Jin. As long as we find images, then we can get rid of the bad bodies, and it helps us. It's a pure positive for us. Move the shield. I keep forgetting that today. I needed to move the shield left. I don't know, you guys. I'd rather watch TLSG without his beard. Gotcha. I got you, Pablo. And sadly, I typically play at least just a little bit worse on stream than off, for whatever reason. Whether it be like splitting my attention between the chat or what have you. Oh wait, no, we don't want the first card to be the arrow. So we move the shield. We can go Gwynpool. Maybe even not do the ass arrow, but do something like this. We wouldn't be able to draw unless we play another Jhin. New week, new beard? Just about. Same thing with the haircut. I let it go too long until it's just absolutely bothering me, and then I get it shaved like dramatically, or cut dramatically. Yeah, I did swap the Quinjet for the King Idri. Be able to try to like force out and pull either Balthok, Winds, or Images. I think all of those are like better options than the Quinjet. I feel like the Quinjet without Loki didn't provide as much for us. Big Human Torch. We're going to do this in hope. I think we lose this one. They have a 1-cost 16 power card. But maybe with Juggernaut, we can disposition some of their stuff enough that it doesn't move where it needs to. Quinjet is cope? Yeah, I think so. Without any, like, Iron Patriot, maybe a little bit. That's the Human Torch that was in the left and they moved mid, then we're in trouble. Now just Ghost Spider, okay. Super, super tight. I never see the point in reaching infinite. I just stop caring after I get my golden snap every game, no matter what. Yeah, so after, like, if you're not a big fan of, like, card backs, infinite doesn't really mean anything. By one, just like I drew it up in my head. Exactly how we drew it up. The card is about to come out, so I'm going to run to the restroom real fast so that we can unlock it and jump in with the grind right away. And so we're going to jump over to 2 minutes of ads, and we'll come back for Khonshu's release. Welcome in, that dude, though. $40 Fenris bundle. Grab Khonshu, and then I need to jump over into high voltage for hopefully it's a set of easy missions. The last one that I have to unlock the Ghost Rider card. At least 4 cost. Easy. Should be some easy ones. Mr. Beard Magic K. It'll be back. It comes back pretty quickly. How much did you say the US dollar finish is? I think it was 50. It was $49.99. And then, yeah, for anybody, the Galactus free draw. Make sure that you are fully taking advantage of that where you can.
Squad's still a little light.
What's there in the spotlights? So it's Corvus, it is a Scorn, and then Khonshu. So all discard related, which is pretty good. Ooh, what a beautiful Essen from Nick Fury. Can pull any number of good cards for us. Hujay, you got 3 new cards this week? Very nice. I think to get these, I was gonna say to get the created cards out of my hand, I might do something like this. That would mean that Essen is guaranteed to pull Nick Fury. Or not Nick Fury, Infinite into mid.
Behold my mighty hand. Behold my mighty hand.
Wow, that was such a big play. Jesus. With the 18 power Ultron, the 14 power drones. I think we beat it once Infinite pulls here, but sheesh. I don't have Scorn or Corvus, so if I key, it's 3 new ones. If you like discard at all, Scorn is great. Corvus is very hit and miss, but you can't really go wrong with Scorn. Yeah, this one should be a quick. Oh, it took you 4 keys. So I had a stockpile of like 12 keys a couple of weeks ago, and I'm down to like 2 to 3 keys, which is why I spent my tokens this week. So that I could start building that key stockpile back up. We just need to finish off a few of these high voltage games, and then we can jump into Khonshu action. See how good he is. And so I think Khonshu, I don't know. I think there's going to be a couple ways that you can try and play him. Either in an all-out discard, where you're just discarding a whole bunch of stuff and then letting Khonshu revive whatever he revives. It feels like that is going to be, I don't know. It feels like that'll be a little bit more inconsistent, maybe. You could also try to build it in with discardable things that once they're discarded, they don't enter the discard pool. So like Scorn or Proxima. Which, oh. Well, yeah, he definitely lost this one. Sheesh. Can Khonshu be in Hela? I think I think it's a reasonable spot to try, but my gut tells me no. Win something mid? Ooh, true. We could win mid off of that. But then we couldn't do S and right. So it would have to be like this. I'm not sure that that wins right though. It is a fun play though. It just wants to try it with Hela. My hesitation with it in Hela is that to get the full value of your Khonshu, you're going to need to discard it a couple of times. And every time you're wasting a discard trigger on that card an additional time, you're taking away from getting another resource, just all out revive. If anyone can crack it in Hela, I think it's going to be Dinesh. Dinesh is a mastermind with Hela. That is his bread and butter. That's where he shines. You said it's not Hela? What, like, doesn't go in Hela? I don't think it'll go in a traditional Hela. Yeah, he's mained Hela. Every time that it changes, I immediately think of Dinesh, and he's been able to at least finesse it in a way that he's able to maintain and still main Hela. It's admirable, really. Khonshu costed 2 keys. First key was Scorn. Yeah. Grabbing Scorn out of a key is massive. Wait, does Agent Coulson give custom variants now? Since when? Is Fenris Wolf any good? Fenris can be good. The downfall that Fenris have is that it's relatively like telegraphed. So you need to be able to anticipate like what the opponent is playing and where. And so yeah. Oh, it's custom cards to match his artist. That's amazing. I didn't know that they changed. I really like that they did though. I guess I could win Zawatum left. If we only hit the 3, that'd be problematic. Wins isn't going to do anything for us, but go ahead and make that happen. Same with Arisham and Iron Patriot. Wait, Arisham does? Yeah, so Pablo, I pulled Khonshu with tokens. And then I'm finishing off the last set of high voltage missions for the first Ghost Rider. I want to add both of those in.
Victory.
Need 4 more 4 costs or above, and then about 39 more energy. And so we'll breeze through those. I'll start playing them a bit faster. I have a bad habit of playing slowly. Ooh, I haven't opened my premium Mr. Variant. Wait. We got a premium? I thought they were regular variants. If you play Dan Hip Nick Fury, you'll get 3 6 costs of Dan Hip. I actually really enjoy that. I don't play like card generation decks often, but I think that is such a cool feature, and gives you kind of incentive to make sure that you have a cool variant on them. Oh, I missed a day on the login, so I'm only on day 6. So I haven't hit that one. Can Khonshu fit into Bullseye? Maybe. But also maybe not. I think it's super early to tell if he can fit into Bullseye. If we're talking about like a Swarm Bullseye, like a standard Bullseye deck, I'd say no. Because you're going to clutter up your discard revive pool with Swarms. So we have Nick Fury Noor. If there's a variant available for whatever we generate that has a Noor variant, then we create a Noor version. Cool. I think there's only a handful of Noor. Ooh, Living Tribunal's not great as an Essen pull. Got high Evo Dan Hip. Pablo, not great, not awful. Each Momoko Surfer, that's pretty good, Foster. Then Packers for Life, welcome in. What do you mean, Nor? Or is it Noir? I don't know. By now, you should know my pronunciations are awful. Oh, that was the last turn. Why did I think we had one more turn? Noir, yeah. My bad. It's coming from the same person that read Agent Coulson and like unintentionally and unironically called it Agent Collusion. Letters get mixed up in my head. Agent Coleslaw. No, that would have maybe been better. I also read and made an entire video featured around Bifrost, but my brain called it Biofreeze every single time. That was way back in like right after, or maybe still during beta days, but it was completely unintentional. My brain, I just flipped the letters around. Brain freeze. Yeah, I called it Biofreeze, like the stuff that you put on your back after running. Or I guess after, like, if you're sore, on like sore muscles. Throw Sarah. And then Proxima, yeah. I have to intentionally try not to say it so aggressively that I don't get called out for it. So I've softened the Proxima. Maybe Essen to win here, and then try to Hail Mary the right lane. Ooh, nice Pablo. I'm gonna pull mine while we're... Ooh, what a good pull. Ah, I got the copper border. Well, that one will go unused. Oh, wait. Will one more not finish it? Maybe I miscalculated. They're free, but man, yeah. I have so many unused borders. And to be fair, we do get quite often. I pull worthwhile cards or worthwhile rewards from the Galactus pool. You get a lot of credits, but it always feels bad every time I get one of the borders. Khonshu auto deck gives you hella. Who's the sweating emote guy? This one, I think it's Red Guardian. Maybe. I always just assumed it was Red Guardian, but now that I think about it, maybe not. That could be Black Bolt. Say Orca? I don't think it's Orca. He's not red. I mean, that's true. I even played a spell. And I'm in the bad habit of playing the high power stuff first. I should know better with Negasonic. It doesn't matter if we win or lose this one, I don't think. World Victoria Hand, Scorn, Khonshu, Corvus. It's a pretty good week. That's a pretty good week. Pretty good set of pulls for sure.
There's no strings on me. We are the future.
Magneto flip was good. Yeah, there's no way I'm beating 30 power in the right lane. How much are the dailies? 875. So it's 500. I may have miscalculated. I thought it was close to 1,000, but I'm just a little bit short. So I'm thinking it's closer to like 800. Yeah. 7, 8, 9. We would. Oh man. So now I really do need to win a certain number of games. 40, 60. I need to win 3 games. And then Dare SW, thank you so much for the Prime resub for 9 months. Very much appreciate you. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. For 9 long months. Very much appreciate you. I don't recognize the name. Did you change your name at some point? Or did I just completely overlook it? No Khonshu yet? I have Khonshu. I'm finishing off the grind for the first Ghost Rider. Because I want to use the first Ghost Rider in the Khonshu deck. So I have a lot of reach. Let's do bolts first. I have a lot of reach on the final turn. Yeah, I have one notification on the high voltage. I can't clear it. I've seen a few other people say the same thing. Ah, Copycat stole our Mobius. Fortunate. unfortunate with the Sarah drop that we just went with.
Breaking news.
You have 2 that you can't clear. I'm thinking about spending gold to refresh these missions. I need 3 wins. And it should be fast. If I was lucky. You would abandon right. Just go left mid. Probably a good call. Had we listened and stacked left instead, would have won. Play back Black Panther deck. I had one. Will you be playing first Ghost Rider once you get the wins? Yes, yes. I'm going to put first Ghost Rider in my Khonshu deck. Yeah, I was thinking he would want to keep the left buff as well, but our play would have won that left lane by 1. So I was hoping he would abandon it. Didn't end up working out. Sarah in Onslaught Citadel should help us a bit here. Yeah, I was running Black Panther, and I was actually running it was a Wong, Black Panther, Arnim Zola, but it also used like some Surfer lines, and it did okay. But it felt like when I was playing that, I was running into nothing but Juggernaut, nothing but Shang-Chi. And so then I was losing those matches solely because of that. They're copycat steal. Kill her Quinjet. Shang-Chi is nice. Still need more over here. If you're Shang-Chi, go Nimrod. Could go the Nimrod way.
Hey,
And then the
welcome.
Laos.
Took
Thank you so
long
much
enough.
for the Prime sub. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great one so far. I've also been running into a decent amount of Ultron decks too. Speak of the devil. As we speak. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of Ultron shenanigans flying around just because it's un-Shang-Chiable. Run Ultron Tribunal. I was running... I ran a Tribunal, but I haven't done an Ultron Tribunal. So it's like a Patriot Onslaught Mystique style of deck. If so, maybe I switch to that. If I can't grab a win. Oh my goodness. Never. I just want to play Khonshu. All I want. Not too much to ask, right? Beautiful. I think we can win this one now. 3 keys for Khonshu. Scorn variant and a duplicate, so 2,000 tokens. I ended up, the last few weeks have been really draining on my keys. Like I've had really, really bad luck. And so I ended up using tokens this week. Did anybody here get Khonshu in 1 that pulled him? Alex on the YouTube side, you said, I got Khonshu in 1, but wanted Corvus, and that took 4 keys. Oh, that's tough. Khonshu in 2. Hero got you Khonshu in 1. Very nice, Tetatonic. I got Khonshu in 1, but had to go 3 to pick up Scorn as well. Played more in 2, but wanted all cards, so you end up spinning all your keys anyways. Scorn is a really good one to pick up. Like if you enjoy discard at all, he is like a staple in those. All right, we need 2 more wins. The Louse. Hopefully you pull Scorn first, Khonshu second, and you're done in 2. 2 Infinite Borders with Scorn Bullseye. Yeah. Yeah. The Bullseye Scorn combo is just so strong. And it's so difficult, like even if your opponent has a counter to it, it's so difficult to consistently counter it. Scorn 3, Khonshu 4. Oh man. I got Khonshu and Corvus in only 2. Dev, nice. Don't have to worry about Shang-Chi, but otherwise... I underestimated Scorn when she was released. Yep. She's a card that doesn't... She doesn't have to be like super crazy strong, but she just adds a layer of consistency to discard decks that's crazy. And then Bullseye just kind of elevated it even further. Are you winning? Not in the slightest, Carne. We need 2 more wins to finish off High Voltage, get the first Ghost Rider to add into the Khonshu deck. And I can't buy a win to save my life. And then Purred happily, thank you so much for the Prime. A resub was on YouTube, but hopped here to send you that Prime. Thank you so much, Purred. Very much appreciate it. Wait, is... Okay. The YouTube side, I had it paused, but I thought it froze. Do you happen to have the list for the Ultron Tribunal? Because I would not mind giving that one a try. Wave helps us out, but we do have to look out for Winds of Watu. I guess Negasonic now, because they can fit that over into Crimson Cosmos. We're snapping for Khonshu. I don't know yet. I haven't got to play him, because I want to pull... because I want to pull the first Ghost Rider first, and I'm 2 wins away in high voltage to get it. Apocalypse Khonshu is working in high voltage. Nice, Claymore. Ooh, big Essen.
Wakanda forever.
What, order to buff up the Black Panther? Yeah, I guess we could have. I was thinking we needed a lot of support mid, but since we ended up going Juggernaut, we didn't. Oh, I was going to give him a fist bump. All right, so just one more, and then Nightshade. If I lose this one, I'm gonna add in the I'll build the Ultron Tribunal just in case we do win. I want to try it later. I'm gonna copy it. One win away. We just need to beat the one and only Sheldon Cooper. We're in the clear. So 6. To be able to do both, we would need the full 5, which I don't think is likely. Ooh, they're gonna pull our Brood, aren't they? Fashion show. How come I never encountered Negasonic when I played Nimrod? I don't know. Negasonic is everywhere, especially when it feels like especially when I'm playing a Black Panther deck. Should be confirmation bias, but feels that way. I don't think we're gonna win this one regardless. So maybe we can trick it with like
Power must be controlled.
you had like 1,000 Negasonics. It could also be a lot based on like there's some MMR factors that go on. And so like depending on your collection level, like even though it doesn't have any like weighted rating, there is some MMR that goes into like who you match up against. I'm 7 energy away from getting first Ghost Rider. I am a 1 win away from getting first Ghost Rider. And we're wait, we didn't win that one, did we? Wait, did I win that one? No, okay. I'll jump back out. I'll jump out after this one and check. And I'll build it. You want it in the fantasy realm? That's all that matters. Kate Bishop. We could go Wong. Juggernaut, Kate Bishop. We can set up a Wong Silver Surfer. Maybe even Silver Surfer Arnim Zola. I got my Khonshu with 1 key and another with tokens. Nice, Gary. And then Purd, you just pulled him in 1. That's huge. The Khonshu Brood interaction. Ooh, let me know how it revives. This goes to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We win this left lane as is. Might lose it with 0, but we can Pim Arrow and that's fine. And Black Panther. Do Black Panther, Pim Arrow, and I'll do Surfer in mid. They have Khazar for sure. Yeah. That's why I went with the Surfer instead.
Power must be controlled.
That we can get the extra power to the left. Ooh, you got 4 new. Ares in the discard trio is huge. All right, now we should have the first Ghost Rider. Thank goodness. We are done with mode. I don't know what it is. I don't enjoy high voltage all that much. Like when it first comes out, it's kind of fun, but I know Sanctum Sanctorum. Like I was looking forward to playing that mode, and that's all I played for 2 weeks. But with this one, by the time I get done with my missions, I'm ready to do something else. All right, so we have the first Ghost Rider. Let's go ahead and add it into. It's my first attempt at it. So in our deck, we have 3 targets for resummon that we would be comfortable or happy with resummoning. Morbius would be huge, coming in at 12. It'd go up to about 16, 18, maybe 20 power at max. We have Iron Man and Gore. All 3 of those are going to be great to resummon. And then we have the targeted discard for Khonshu with the Lady Sif, potentially doubling it up with Grandmaster or Wong. To get rid of our low-cost stuff, we have the first Ghost Rider. We also have, we could re-trigger it with Grandmaster. We have Silver Samurai. Swordmaster would be almost a direct line onto our Iron Man. Adam Warlock to draw the additional cards. I think it's going to be really important for us to draw into Khonshu. Especially with this deck that's kind of leaning very heavily into that resummoning, similar to like a Hela deck where you really need Hela to make it pop. I think that's going to be the same kind of idea. Take out Morbius and put in Sinister. It's funnier and a bigger payout. Wait, so Sinister when he revives, does it revive at 12? So it revives 24 power? If so, that is kind of funny. You said take out the... See, but the reason I have Morbius is it's a card that I'm okay playing on 2 if we don't have another discard. And so then he scales to about 6 to 8 by the end of the game. And so I think Morbius... You could put Brood, but it takes up a lot of space, right? But it would be able to get discarded by Swordmaster. We may do some fun shenanigans with Sinister. I want to be able to play out Morbius, though. Because the goal is not to discard him. The goal is more so discard like Iron Man or Gore, but with the backup line of that other one. Yeah, the rewards in high voltage are nice. And then Jesty said, how would you rate this cook? Blade, Adam Warlock, Morbius, Lasher. What's the Lasher in there for? Black Cat, I think, is fine for the most part, but it may muddy up your Khonshu resummon. Like, you'd only be getting an extra 6 out of Khonshu, even at the high end, if it hits Black Cat. Everything else, I think, looks okay. Is Dracula... And actually, what is Dracula for? Because you want to play out Dracula, or you want to play out Khonshu at the end, yeah? All right, let's go ahead and Morbius out. Oh, wait, we could have... I guess we could have used first Ghost Rider. Now we have the guaranteed gore discard, which is beautiful. They have the same thing. Yeah, Khonshu's on reveal. So then they went with Corvus as well, which really kind of muddies up their resummon pool. Because now, instead of a guaranteed gore, it's Gore, Blade, or Dracula. I guess Dracula wouldn't be awful. We do get Khonshu. Beautiful. We just need to discard him a couple times now. I'm going to see if maybe we can get lucky and win mid. Nope. Definitely not. Adam right side. Ooh, okay. Didn't work out for us this time. Wong was not great. They went with a Gambit? And the Apocalypse line. Interesting. Khonshu Wong is fine. Yeah, but it's just resummoning them at 5. It's fine. Depending on where they go, of course. It's not the buffed up 8 or even 12. 5's not awful, especially for Gore and Iron Man. Iron Man mid, huge. Ah, that's fine. I feel like that was an awful line for us. And we were still able to pull it out. Just reviving the bad cards with high power. It's huge. Yeah, the Wong Khonshu was good. Wait. Oh, Khonshu summons other locations? To another location. Good to know. I didn't even read that. Good to know. So it's always guaranteed to go elsewhere. You don't have to fill up the Khonshu lane. Which I was thinking you needed to, like, stack 4. I like him a little bit better that way. Of course I knew. It all went according to plan. Less random, yeah. Yeah, you don't have to go through as many hoops to like make sure that he's stacked, which I also think makes him less easy to be hit with like a Cosmo counter. Because they don't know as easily where you're gonna play him. Camera on the right side. Ooh, thank you, Nightshade. And we'll bring back our deck. Okay, next up is MSC 123123. We have Khonshu, we have Lady Sif. We have Grandmaster as well, which is nice. Them shifting into mid is not, though. So I kind of like setting up Wong into Lady Sif for a double discard of our highest power. We could always go Lady Sif right. On 4, we go Wong into mid. 5 would be Grandmaster, move Lady Sif into mid, and then whatever else we draw into. Corvus hitting Jubilee and Gore. All right, so Gore's gone on our first one. That's fine. We'll set up the Wong line. The Wong line felt, I don't know, it felt like it may be too greedy. But being able to just do like Wong double Lady Sif, I thought would be a really good way to enable our full-fledged Khonshu. We can go Grandmaster. It discards him twice. If he's full phase, ooh, we want to make sure we don't discard him at full. We want to make sure we don't do a full phase discard. That would end up being bad, because then we don't get him back. So we go Blade, throw out an Adam Warlock, and then Grandmaster. Blade's going to get rid of Iron Man. Grandmaster moves Lady Sif mid. We double discard Khonshu. Wait, it discards him one time? Even when it moves over into the Wong lane? Really? Even... If so, then we should use our Blade to discard him the second time, right? But it should be 2 separate instances, I thought. For science. Yeah, we have to see for science. So it comes back as 8, and then comes back as the 12. So we have 2 that are going to be wait. Oh no, that's not accurate. It was not Dracula. It was most definitely Iron Man we discarded. I think Corvus doesn't. I think Corvus works differently because it triggers up 2 in the same own reveal, so it can't do the same one twice, versus like 2 separate triggers. So it works like if you were discarding Apocalypse with Lady Sif on a Wong. It hasn't been super relevant for a while. We could either go 1 revive by playing like Khonshu over here, and we get a pretty massive return on investment. We could also go Khonshu mid. But we are 2 for 2. The Wong seems to be doing wonders. I'm actually going to run to the restroom real fast. Ads are about to trigger for about a minute and a half, and then we'll be right back, you guys. All right. Next up, we have rank 28 Polka King. Scary. So we start with Aunt May's. We have the first Ghost Rider, which we're not going to use on 2 because we would rather prioritize either Morbius or Adam Warlock. I think for this one, we're going to go Adam Warlock. I'm going to use that as the Aunt May's card that moves, so that maybe we can draw an extra card on that first turn. Blade can be good. Ooh, Silver Samurai. And then Servant of Glocky. Thank you so much for the Prime resub for 7 months. Very much appreciate you. It's very early to tell if we should go for Khonshu or not. I'm enjoying him. I would say at least wait a couple of, either a few hours or a couple of days to see what the stats on it look like. We don't really want to discard anything just yet, is the problem. So I think I'm just gonna like set up a Morbius and then hold the rest. Big Lady Sif working on increasing their Khonshu. Do get another draw, so we find our Khonshu. Beautiful. We get Lady Sif. Let's we could either Lady Sif Grandmaster. We could Lady Sif Blade as well. I'm gonna go Lady Sif Grandmaster. That way we get a little bit of power here. Then we're just looking for Iron Man, Gore. Wong wouldn't be bad, as hard to see play out either. Iron Man. Wong would be beautiful to see. No such luck. I guess I don't really care which one of these come back. They're both going to be about the same. So I'm going to play a first Ghost Rider. Get rid of one. Actually, I'll play Blade first. Then first Ghost Rider. We'll get rid of both of these two. And then Khonshu, we probably stack into mid. Just depends on where they play. Rider Swordmaster. Yeah, Ghost Rider Swordmaster would have been the play. Would have been a little bit more power output than the Blade. The Blink flip into Iron Man is interesting. Very interesting direction. I'm going to go Khonshu right. They've only discarded their Khonshu one time, which they could potentially hit it with a Blade. They don't have anything discarded either. But Blade was 0, so Blade wouldn't have been a target for Swordmaster. I have to see it. I have no idea what is going to be within their wheelhouse, since they've discarded Khonshu one time, and that's about it so far. Big Iron Man left. Blade Khonshu. Okay. Oh no! Khonshu mid wouldn't have done it. Man. Getting the Blade onto the Gore was good. Maybe we should have I probably should have done the math on it to see what the output of 4 would be versus like an Iron Man. Oh, you're right. It was 1 because of Dark Dimension. Who would you sub for first Ghost Rider? That it's really tough because you need an enabler for your low power things, because without it you're relying on just Blade, Silver Samurai, which feels a bit on the expensive end. You could try to go with another good discard resummon target of like Sinister or Brood, but I think you lose a little bit of your impact if you do end up taking out the first Ghost Rider. And then Grandmaster's probably replaceable. If you took him out, like he helps make sure that you get your Khonshu and your other discards where you want them to be. But without him, I would probably go like maybe Absorbing Man could fill a similar slot. It's just more expensive and a little bit more restrictive. Math is overrated. I mean, we still should have been doing math. Next up is Italo. We have the first Ghost Rider discard of Gore, which is massive. And then next turn, unless we draw something else that kind of conflicts with it, Scorn's going to discard our Iron Man, which we're absolutely fine with. And we're just looking to draw ways to discard Khonshu himself, which we do have the conflicting costs. So let's do, we'll do Lady. Oh no, I should have Lady Sift into left or right so we could potentially target with Grandmaster later. It's an oversight. How's the new card? I'm enjoying the new card. Enjoying it quite a bit so far. They have Malekith. They have the Morbius. Do we think Silver Samurai would ever be worth a run here? I don't think so. I think we just go Morbius. Or I don't think... Yeah, I think we just go Morbius and not the Silver Samurai. Can't draw anything? Like any of your combo pieces? If so, yeah, frustrating. I think Khonshu left can win. It would just come down to what's resummoned. 5 games didn't see Khonshu once. Oof, Cho. That is rough. That's also why I added in Adam Warlock as like a backup failsafe. Like most games, he doesn't feel great, but he gives us that little bit of extra draw. That is a scary Gambit line. Fade into mid. No, we don't want it mid. Anywhere but mid. Lanum, welcome in. Ran into Eliath, lost badly. Yeah, I think Eliath and Cosmo, after people stop playing around with Khonshu or realizing that he's pretty decent, I think we start seeing a lot more, at least attempted counterplay. Oh, right, it's Khonshu Day. It is Khonshu Day. The first couple of games went well. Last 2 did not go so well. All right, next up is rank 71. Susanna's. We could do Blade, but I'm going to save Blade since we have first Ghost Rider in hand. I'm going to save Blade for trying to discard Khonshu. Let's go with the first Ghost Rider. We can throw Morbius into Onslaught Citadel. If we find Wong, then that kind of goes crazy. I don't know that we want it to trigger 4 times, though. Because our main discard would be Lady Sif or Khonshu. So I think Fenris today is probably smart. With everyone discarding stuff for you. I think Fenris is probably a good call. And I thought I thought about adding Fenris in, but then I always feel the need to add in some kind of enabler like Gladiator, or I guess Silver Samurai and Moon Knight would be enough. I just straight up teched in Fenris and Leech. Oh my goodness. Leech is diabolical, Joe. So no Adam, no Lady Sif, no Khonshu yet. They probably do have the better end of this game. So they took our gore. Yeah, no Khonshu for us. And no Silver Samurai to make them discard their stuff. Yeah, this one's gonna be theirs. Which the Fenris bundle was gold. Yeah. Yep, but instead being 50 is unfortunate. Can we ever win? Probably not. Khonshu's going to revive Iron Man Blade. Iron Man goes mid. I guess it's at 5, isn't it? And then Blade. Yeah, no, we never win that one. They didn't even have to hit us. They didn't even have to hit us with the leech. Did we ever try to slot Fenris into this? I mean, I like Wong on the chance that you draw it in the right order and you're not running into heavy counter. But I feel like he becomes a liability the longer that we play him. I like Adam Warlock as a way to try to help draw into Khonshu. We could probably get rid of Swordmaster. He's just really there for value or for points. We tried Hair Khonshu. I have not, Daybach. Not tried it yet. So Blade, get rid of Iron Man into Adam Warlock next. First key got Khonshu, but you want Scorn. All right, so if we can find Wong or Grandmaster, either one is big for us. Grandmaster less so now. Corvus hitting Dracula and Lady Sif. Oof, not great. Not great Corvus hits. We could do Silver Samurai, but I feel like that would hit their swarm, and it would help them out more than it would help us out. Do a Hail Mary on that. Yeah. Let's try a Hail Mary Grandmaster. Hitting Blade gets rid of our Swordmaster. It is what it is. Lady Sif hitting Khonshu is beautiful, though. That's two 50-50s we had to hit there. We're all right with the Silver Surfer. They don't even let us see it play out. But we will take it. We were going to stack the two in mid, and then just let Khonshu revive where Khonshu is going to revive at. General Sergeant, welcome in. Glad to make another TLSG stream. I hope it's not weird, but I always think his daughter must be happy when I see Shaven, the Shaven variant. She always gets ecstatic. And she was sick yesterday. And so, like, partway through the day, I just decided to shave. That way I could cuddle up next to her and she wouldn't be upset by all the beard hair. Moon Knight better than Swordmaster? Maybe. The reason I'm hesitant on Moon Knight is, like, everything in this discard list with how I set it up. I want as targeted discard as possible to try to make sure I get, like, good value on whatever we ultimately revive with Khonshu. And so Swordmaster in this one is typically not amazing, but I do like to guarantee that, like, this one is going to guarantee Iron Man's gone. And so I don't know. Moon Knight might be better, but we might accidentally hit Silver Samurai, which we don't really care to revive at 12 power, or any of our other cards that we have. Swordmaster here hits Blade, which is not great for us. Because reviving a Blade at 12 power, if even that, iffy. They could just go big in the left. I think for the extra card draw, we're gonna take it. Their Iron Man's gone. We could throw a Silver Samurai later to try to make them hit something worse. And We still didn't draw Khonshu, unfortunately. But since we have multiple discarded, we can set up a Wong. And then we'd be hoping for Khonshu as our next draw.
All systems go.
And then Onin, welcome in. Thoughts on Khonshu so far? I like him. It's very much a you have to draw this card in the decks that I've tried him in so far. And he was the last card in our deck, which is unfortunate. But he's very much a like you have to draw this card, and ideally you draw him early, which I think hurts with his consistency a bit. But like when you get him in hand, when you get him to discarded, even sometimes none. Better if you discard him once or twice. He revives a crazy amount of power. The bad thing is it's very telegraphed when that happens. And so from what I've been feeling and playing, it's typically like a 1 or 2 cube retreat versus it lasting until the very end. I think Khonshu is more of a support card than something you want to build the deck around. I don't know. So like if you build him, if you put him as a support card in like Dracula Apocalypse, for instance, any discard you're taking away from Dracula feels bad. And so Khonshu eating any of those, I would feel bad about. And likewise in Hela, if you're discarding a card and it hits Khonshu, would we rather it just have outright hit like an Infinite? Is kind of what I've been. It's kind of why I built away from those two. If you do go Apocalypse, the Apocalypse line, then I think you would go MODOK, but I'm not convinced that it's 100% worth it. So, I mean, we can double discard with Blade to get rid of Khonshu once. We also get rid of Jubilee, which is not necessarily my resummoning target, but hear me out, Khonshu Agatha. Yeah, he can revive 2 with Wong, yeah. Ooh, Corvus hitting Khonshu out of a full hand. Khonshu twice. Oh my gosh. So they're Oof. So it hit one Khonshu that was ours and one that was theirs. Scary. This would hit Grandmaster Gore. Something we ever care for. We would get rid of 2 of their cards, and since they are going lower end, and with Corvus actually, I feel like we try to get rid of one of their Khonshus outright. They have 2. They can play 1 on 5, 1 on 6. So since they only have 2 Khonshus, they're going to get rid of both of them, right? And after the second discard here, it doesn't come back. Oh my goodness. I mean, they have a lot of energy. Goodness. Okay. Yeah, there's the retreat. Really useful energy. It was an evil play. And the one the 1 power Adam Warlock over here, he was putting in work too. Take those where we can. Yeah, Absorber Man could be okay. Like if I took out like Grandmaster or maybe Swordmaster, I did consider an Absorbing Man, other than the fact that he's like he has to be used right after. Makes him kind of rigid, but I think he's in general might be okay in this type of deck. So I'm never playing the Mr. Kerfuffle. He said mad props for the ego snap earlier today. Absolutely. Anytime I see ego, it's an automatic snap, Mr. Kerfuffle. Khonshu bad card, only discardable twice. Throw it in the trash. Next is Doc Guapo, and I think this is the first non-Khonshu deck that I've played today. So I could go Lady Sif. Yeah, let's go Lady Sif. I'll set up a Wong next turn while we're looking for Khonshu. First Ghost Rider, it's fine. We have Gore that's been discarded. That's our primary line. Sable, we have to look out for the bounce. The Toxin, yeah. Do we think they have any counter heavy cards? Ah, and we also don't draw Khonshu. We can't have nice things. They can't either. We'll probably retreat after this, but not much we can do without Khonshu. Just made a 34 power Dracula. So a 12 power resummon, and then it still has to put in quite a bit of work, right? Oof. Khonshu hanging out at the bottom. Hurts when he does that. While we're waiting for them to retreat, ads are about to queue, so I'm gonna jump over into a minute and a half, and then we'll be right back. Second Khonshu resummoned into Chonky Apocalypse. But did you win? I think that's the important question. Did you win? Khonshu seems a very heavy card. Yeah, like, I think even more so than Hela. Because at least with Hela, you can aim for a last turn top deck. With Khonshu, you can't get that. If it's the last card, you don't have time to... I mean, you can revive them at 5 power, which sometimes is enough with Gore, Iron Man. But there are some times where you're just going to have to kind of eat the loss. He keeps sinking to the bottom of the deck. He definitely does. All right, so we have the Wong we can set up. We have Morbius, which is decent enough tempo card. What's a good replacement for Gore? I mean, you could probably go, well, it's a bit harder to discard, but you could go something like Black Panther. Copy their Gore, and then we draw Khonshu, which looks beautiful. I had the most perfect game of Khonshu ever. I discarded Brood, discarded Khonshu twice, and played Iron Man on Stark Tower. And then the opponent retreated. Oh no, Cho. That's so rough. Alright, I'm gonna Lady Sif. into a Wong. Guess we'll see, depending on what Moon Knight hits here. Grandmaster, oof. And it pulls our Khonshu. Oh, not what we wanted to see in the slightest. Maybe we can get lucky with Otto's lab. Doubt it. Maybe. And then David said, what's the best replacement for Gore? Oh, I mentioned Black Panther, but you could also go something like Mr. Sinister or Brood. Because when it revives, it should be revived at 12. Ideally, and then it ends up being what, 24 or 36 power, depending on which one you added in. It's not like a perfect 1-to-1 replacement, but it's not bad either. Whew, man. We're gonna Silver Samurai, see if we can drain them of some of the resources. Since they have Scorn, I kind of doubt it. But maybe. Have some really good revives. Not a lot we can do. With us losing the Khonshu. Give that one to him. I mean, we can try a Hella deck. I know that it I'm not sure how much it elevates a Hella deck. Or if it just leans like much deeper into the RNG of it. And so if it was Hella, I not even use the first Ghost Rider if that's the case. More interesting with Apocalypse than Hella? Maybe. So Waterboy, yeah. Whenever Khonshu comes back, he revives. Into his next phase. And at high end, he's a 6-cost 12 power that resurrects a 12 power card. Now, we can discard Khonshu twice here. But then we're afraid of and don't play Lady Sif for pretty much the rest of the game. We could also just Lady Sif and copy the Lady Sif and play it again later. Oh, that's true. It also discards the blade if we Grandmaster the blade. Unless we played it over here. So what was their 2 discards? Blade and Gore. And I don't know if I can trust that, actually. But I know on our end, it is always heavily messed up. So a blade discard to get rid of Iron Man, and maybe even... I'll just drop them both to the right. One will get rid of Iron Man, one will finish evolving our Khonshu. Silver Samurai into Bar Sinister. Sometimes you just have to nuke their hand. Ooh, if it's plus 12 power? Ooh, plus 12 power feels like it'd be crazy strong. So Infinite, interesting. Jubilee, the Gambit, Blink. What other cards have we seen? Corvus. The bad thing here is our power is awful so far in pretty much all of the lanes. We could do this as a way and then drop like Khonshu here. But our power output just in general is bad. We have the Iron Man that comes back. Okay. So they have Khonshu. Their Khonshu revives either Gore or Corvus, both of which are fantastic. If our Iron Man goes here, that's an extra 12, so it's 48 power. Huge. 24 power. That's not bad. I think I'm willing to stick it out for that. Ooh, Khonshu plus a blade. Oof. We pretty much need it to go right. But it did not. It ended on a 50-50, which we always take those. Feels bad to lose them. We did see most of his deck. I'm sure we could probably intuit the last two of it. So we saw Blade, Gambit, Corvus, Jubilee. I'm sure Iron Man is in there. We see an Odin. I feel like Odin is probably likely. Either Odin or maybe a Grandmaster. And then Alexander Isaac. How is Khonshu feeling? I think he'll pair well with the new Ghost Rider. Yeah, I think he pairs really well with the new Ghost Rider. He feels fairly strong, but I think the biggest drawback to him is that when you get like your perfect roll, it's very transparent. And so like it's very easy to retreat from most of the time. And so I think he'll be like a two cube card, similar to like Flutter, where you almost put the game into a solve stance or solve point. At least from what like the decks that we've been seeing so far. But yeah, kind of telegraphed. Because like they'll know if you discard a Gore and your Khonshu twice. So they'll know if Khonshu's coming down the pipeline or not. But with that being said, he's still very, very strong. Like, thoughts on Arnim Zola with Khonshu? I feel like that would be heavily RNG. It might pay off, though. Do you ever get rid of Ghost Rider here? I think we just play out Morbius. I skipped Firehair to get Khonshu, plus I don't have Misery. But now I'm thinking of skipping Khonshu too. Hobbit, I would say give it a couple days. Because it's one of those that, like right now, honestly, all we're facing are either variations or mirror matches. And so it's really hard to tell how good a card is going to be just yet. So Gore, Ghost Rider. I think we go ahead and give them just an extra one, just for good measure here. Go Silver Samurai. We'll get rid of our Gore, which we can revive in Luke's bar. Ooh, not great. So he summons to only 2 other locations, and so like you don't have to play him in a fully capped out lane, which is nice. In most of the games I've been getting bamboozled, they typically have a Corvus, and so maybe Corvus is the way to go. If your game plan isn't like full Khonshu. Lanun, I'm not sure why it didn't go off for you. Oh, the leech is rude. I get it, but it's still rude. I think we do this. Iron Man here, unless they have an Iron Man as well, I think wins us mid. I guess they could also maybe get power into Luke's bar. Khonshu the new Hela. I feel like it's harder to get off than Hela. So with Hela or against Hela, at least I can gaslight myself into thinking, well, maybe they don't have it, and I'll overstay. With Khonshu, you know if the opponent has it or not, because you'll see it get discarded. And so I don't know. I think it's early to tell if it's the new Hela or not. See what you did there, OCD, and I appreciate it. It's bad. All of my my dad jokes or wordplay, my wife has spent too much time around me now, and so she catches them before I even say them. So I don't even get to trick anybody anymore. Invisible Woman combos. You could do Invisible Woman combos, but I'm afraid that, and the reason that Invisible Woman kind of dropped off is that it makes a really telegraphed like Cosmo location. So I don't know. I mean, you could. It would work. It would kind of make it have that that surprise factor, as long as it doesn't get countered. Calibrex, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a good one, Calibrex. I'm sorry that you had to say it too, but it had to be said. It absolutely had to be said. All right, so we don't have any great discard cards yet. I just don't understand what the new Ghost Rider does. Yeah, so he subtracts the lowest, whatever card he discards, he subtracts their power from his. So if for some reason with the first Ghost Rider we discarded Silver Samurai, he would be a 2-0. But for the most part, his targets are very low power things, so like Iron Man, which end up working out in his favor. What's the use? The use would be something like Khonshu. You could do something like Hela, where it discards an Iron Man, you revive it later with Hela. There's a couple of, I would say, use cases for it. No Khonshu, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe we give the Hela version a try. Targeted discard? Yeah. So it's target. You know what it's going to discard. So its benefits are kind of like doing Lady Sif, because you know what it's going to hit beforehand. so you can play it as efficiently as possible. I do wish he worked if you discarded a negative, adding it to him, because I would do like some weird hobgoblin into like Ghost Rider resummon stuff, but unfortunately, it's just a flat 0, and I get why it's a flat 0, but having a cheap like 213, well 213 would be crazy. All right, I'm gonna shamelessly borrow from the top 13. No, top 5. Who's top 5 guy? Corvus. We have the Gambit. We had Hela, Khonshu. I think most of the rest were not. So from what we saw, we had Blink. Have Gore. Have Infinite. One more that we saw is in there. Corvus. Oh, Jubilee. And so for the missing 2, I was thinking Iron Man makes a lot of sense as a resummon target. Then the last one would either be like Odin or maybe a Grandmaster. I'm going to go on the low end and go Grandmaster. Actually, do we need more discard targets than that? No, I guess Corvus would be the big one. Luckily, I grabbed Khonshu on the second try. Got Scorn first. Very nice. Scorn is definitely a good pickup. I think it was the list from Snap Judgments. Oh, for Iron Man and Grandmaster. Hey, we have Doc Guapo again. All right, let's go first Ghost Rider, get rid of Iron Man or Gore. Either one is great for us. I saw that there was a list posted, but I didn't have a chance to check it out before I started my stream today. Corvus is huge here. I kind of really like the Corvus. Khonshu beat negative. A negative with a high roll? I would say probably not without some other kind of enablement. Negative with Lady Thor and Wong on Kamartaj. Wait, you have Wong or they do? There's a couple of decks that could beat a perfect draw negative, but it has to, yeah. Unless you have a direct counter to their stuff, like having a Mobius hurts them a lot. How good does first Ghost Rider feel? I like him in like targeted discard lists where we have a very specific goal that we're trying to attain. I like him in that regard, especially when paired with Khonshu. Bit too heavy. Oh my goodness. Way too heavy in the mid. Okay. Have a Shang-Chi, we're toast. They have an Enchantress, we're toast too. Wait. Was Doc Guapo the one that was running a bounce list earlier that had Shang-Chi? If so, it's scary. Throw Hela to the left and hope. We could drop Gambit, but actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Already 5 out of the 8 targets would be better off getting hit with Gambit. It just we can't guarantee where it's gonna go. Oh wait, we lose unless we can hit one of their cards in the right. Any of their cards in the right lane comes a 1 out of 3 shot here. We did not deserve this win, but Gambit came in swinging. My goodness, we'll take it. Gambit coming in being our. He definitely made a name for himself here. Whew. Yeah, it was 33% odds since it didn't have to be a particular card over there. For that one specifically, it was 1 out of 12. When you play Hela with Khonshu, the RNG gods are with us. I'm sure he does have some choice new names for Khonshu. All right, next up is Fudge. I'm sure Doc Guapo was saying much worse than that last game. We have Star-Lord, we have Adam Warlock. Car's not bad. Let's see what pulls into mid. What I understand is that Khonshu is like a backup plan for Hela. Yeah. And then Pablo, thank you for hanging out. Hopefully we catch you again very soon. Enjoy your food. So we blinked into Infinite, which is massive. Minshri's lab is locked, which is kind of rough, but I guess we can go Adam Warlock mid to guarantee our extra draw. Sure, I'll see you with the beard next time. I'm sure that you will. I have no doubt about it. All right, so we have a Corvus of our own. Do we want to do Corvus? It's a bit risky. I guess it's the 1 out of 3 that we would lose our big card. I'm gonna go do Jubilee. The worst pull would be Khonshu, and even that's not awful. Oh, wow. Rest in peace to our Hela. Not meant to be. Oh, well. Alright, so they're locked in here, right? I think an Iron Man should be relatively safe left lane, giving us the opening to just do like 4 over in the right.
I am Iron Man. Victory.
Take it. So now I have to see what I choose to slot in first. Ghost Rider. Oh, to slot in Ghost Rider. 4 Ghost Rider. 4 first. Oh my goodness. For I'm, I'm gonna run to the restroom. The words are not working. I'm gonna run to the restroom. Ads are gonna play. You're trying to figure out who to take out for for first Ghost Rider. Goodness. I'll be right back, you guys. Khonshu brought Jubilee, which brought Blink. Called Infinite. Oh, is that what happened mid? Oh no, you got that play to happen, which is incredible. Silver Samurai is decent for disruption, but in a day a lot of people are playing discard. Yeah. Yeah, Silver Samurai definitely feels like it helps their game plan out quite often. At least today. Once the rush kind of calms down, I feel like a lot of people are excited for Khonshu. Once the rush kind of calms down a bit, I think we'll see that level out and get some more value from it instead. Power Jubilee. Yeah. Yeah, 12 power Jubilee. I mean, 12 power anything is hard to beat. Good start. We have first Ghost Rider to get rid of Iron Man. We do have Khonshu in hand. We could throw Gambit, but I'm not sure that we... I mean, okay, no. We definitely don't throw Gambit. 1, it doesn't have a target yet. And then 2, we don't know what it would hit. Let's go Jubilee. Corvus would be fine. Well, I guess that works. It's a 50-50 to hit Dracula, so I think we throw Gambit over like Corvus or a Skip. I'm also going to snap into it. I kind of hope Gambit hits Khonshu. Hella's a bit unfortunate. We do win the 50-50 though.
I am reborn.
16 power Apocalypse. Proxima jumping to the right. Then Wolverine capping out left. So, and with Jotunheim, oh man, not a good lineup for us. Because we lose Jotunheim just by existing. Do this. Khonshu is only going to revive it at 5 power, which is not enough to guarantee we win a lane. This goes into 4, which I think should win that lane, but honestly, I don't know. We're going to jump out of it. Final turn. I don't think Khonshu's going to win it. Because Khonshu's going to revive in a different location. Oh, it could hit Hela. Yeah, that's true. So 1 out of... Not a 1 out of 3, but 1 out of 4. The discard tracker being messed up messes me up so often. Or 1 out of 3. I don't know if whatever it revived would be enough, though. All right, next up we have Dutton. The first location, Spider Island. Great for the Hela Khonshu revive stuff. Blade, we can get rid of Blink. But I think we're going to hold it. Hela, Iron Man, Infinite. I feel like there was a low discard. Wait, we had Infinite? Because whenever I pulled it up, looking at the discard list, it looked like Adam Warlock, Blade, and a couple other like nobodies. Which is why I didn't think the resummon would be great. All right, we're gonna throw Gambit. That's about as bad as it could have went. Oh my god. That's an indestructible shield. We get it. Don't hit it again. Jump out. We're just gonna leave. That Gambit didn't have our best interest in heart. He definitely did not make a name for himself. At least not a good name. He made a bad name for himself. All right, we have Jeff that we're going against next, who's been putting in some mad long hours to the game recently, especially when drops are running. Gambit wanted that shield at all costs. That was all that he was worried about. All right, Fenris, which is probably a good tech right now. And then the Theo Logan, thank you so much for resubbing for 6 months at tier 2. Very much appreciate you. Hopefully you're having a great one. So let's go ahead and double discard Khonshu while we can. That would make any Corvus play risky. We could also just go Corvus, since we have some pretty decent hits. Yeah. But it could, like, if we discard Infinite, their Fenris could revive it. I don't know. Moon Knight, their Khonshu. It's fine. Ooh, our Infinite, which is... Oh my god, those are the worst discards in the world. Leaving either one of those would have been good. Yeah, losing the Blade Grandmaster for those like consistent retriggers was awful. All right, next up is Milky Way. We start with a Blade. I'm gonna hold on to the Blade for now. Yeah, we may have been able to pull it out. And then Drain Imrev. Thank you so much for the Prime sub for the 6 months, beardless but not subless. Very much appreciate you. We could have potentially went Khonshu on 5 or Hela on 5, Khonshu on 6. But I was disheartened. Deeply disheartened. But with Dark Dimension here, we may be able to hide enough of our activity. Blade Grandmaster. Get the fully leveled up Khonshu. Yeah, staring down the Fenris also was gonna make it very tricky. Oh my. That wasn't even in their deck. That was just created by Agent Coulson to spite us. Games are most definitely not going in our favor. Get out of here. Goodness. All right, I'm gonna switch off of this one. It's just not working for me. I'll run this one a few more times. See if we had. Let's see. Let me look at my stats for it. Actually, I felt like it went okay, but it could be cope. All right, the first Ghost Rider here is great. Oh no, that definitely cope. We were about 45% win rate with it earlier. Yeah, he's a fun card for sure. And I think it may be one that takes a little while to find a really good home for. But it's good that Moon Knight landed us here. Silver Samurai, okay. Our hand is gone. Warlock for Fenris. We could do Warlock for Fenris. My biggest issue is in this deck when we don't draw Khonshu, it feels like we have absolutely no chance. At least with the Hela, you have the backup line. Maybe Ghost Rider slots in somewhere. Ghost Rider instead of Swordmaster, maybe? Right now, from what I've seen, most Khonshu lists are using Gore, but you could probably be okay without it. You would need another strong 0 or less power card. Said first Ghost Rider is so clutch on getting Gore ready for Khonshu. Yeah. I agree. So I think we need some way to potentially win without Khonshu. Like now, ideally, Khonshu is going to be much more power output, but to make it not just a complete loss. So maybe instead of Adam, it's Fenris. Instead of Swordmaster, we go... We could maybe even do it instead of Wong. Wong sometimes feels clunky. Try this. And then Jesty BS, thank you so much for the Prime resub for 3 months. Well, I almost forgot about Prime subbing this month. Thank you so much for catching it. And thank you for being here and hanging out. Hopefully you're having a good day so far. Bring back a 12 power Watu. I mean, that may be the only way Watu is ever playable. Could do Jubilee for the last turn Gambit, yeah. You try White Tiger? Yeah, you could try White Tiger. Are you talking instead of Gore? And then Shunderman, thank you so much for the tier 1, the 12-month resub at tier 1. Absolutely phenomenal. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. I guess we play out the rock. Good thing is we have Khonshu in hand. We have Lady Sif to at least hit one discard. Oh my goodness. Another rock. Alright, we get rid of Khonshu. Next turn, Silver Samurai. Blade, Dracula. The Dracula one's not bad. Blade is kind of bad. And the shots at the only way Watu will be playable will be noted down. TLSG match. I mean, it feels like he got left in the back burner. Like it looked like they were at least kind of looking at him for a potential change, and then he just kind of got left in the back burner. All right, let's do the Silver Samurai. Right now, that's going to discard Gore. We can either choose next turn to revive the Gore if we draw, like, I don't know. I don't know what we would want to draw. Ooh, we discard their Swarms for them. Swarm Corvus deck? Great, that's good for him. Go Fenris. Fenris Rock. We have a 1-trigger Khonshu. The Half Moon. There's one card that will guarantee last turn Khonshu play. If you don't draw him, blink. True. Yeah. If you don't draw him, but you draw Gore. And so maybe instead of Silver Samurai, we go Blink. A lot of swarms. Wait, did they turn off the MODOK fast forward? Because I know I've seen MODOK fast forward for less. Got Khonshu and Score on 2 keys. I tell you, when the spotlight system works perfectly for me, I see no problem with it. And the economy, when it works perfectly, but when it doesn't, oh man, is it rough. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That Colleen Wing resummon could be bad. No! No! It stabbed us in the back. I should have Khonshu'd first. What are we doing? It's a rough one. I mean, at least the rock went mid. Could have been worse. But it wasn't enough to win off of. I don't really like Silver Samurai. He feels too expensive for what he does. As we add in a more expensive card. Could do Hell Cow. Wouldn't help with the Khonshu, but could potentially help us make sure we have a Khonshu target. Next up is Solus. Mindscape does not help us out. Go Fenris. At least we can try and just get rid of everything that we have. Sif, oh. That was a good Sokovia for him. Oh, we're gonna Ghost Rider. It resummons our Lady Sif. We can do Blink to hit the 50-50. And if we hit Khonshu, we revive Gore, which is beautiful. Ooh, wait, their Fenris is scary. Oh no, we have priority, so it's not as scary. Alright, so we either dump our hand, or we go for the 50-50. We are always going to go for the 50-50 here. Chance that we revive or we resummon Corvus Grave. We won't be able to Blade. We don't have enough energy. But if we Fenris after Blink, there's a chance that we get Corvus and get rid of these two. We're content in our RNG. It's a maybe. Wait, they may not have actually discarded Corvus. That may just be this trigger. I think it's a second swarm, actually. Oh, and I snapped. I'm the one that snapped them. Then they retreated. So it was not a Corvus. We were just going to resummon a swarm. Was all we were going to do. I keep forgetting that that is so messed up. Especially since it's the built-in, like the in-game built one. $303. Yeah, but we had another turn to use it too. Like we could have done it the following turn. All right, let's stage our Fenris. You get Khonshu, which is good. We can Blade Grandmaster. That would discard our Khonshu twice. But then we would be a little bit at risk if we pulled Moon Knight in Sakaar. So I think I'm just going to Moon Knight Sakaar. We might lose Grandmaster, but that's fine. Grandmaster, good. Yeah. Proxima's not great. Not really when we wanted Khonshu to jump into the fray. I mean, 50-50 on the Grandmaster line. Yeah, he jumped in far too early. I think I'm just going to do Ghost Rider. I know he doesn't revive anything. But we're going to give it a shot. They also hit Corvus, Silver Samurai. We're going to hope for the 50-50. Otherwise, I don't think we have a lot of chance here. But with Lady Sif, we can revive Gore. I'm going to activate Fenris just so that they have less to revive from. Gore. Big second blade for the Khonshu discard. Ah, never lucky. And we and we lost the 50-50 there too. Of no, I guess it doesn't matter. Khonshu's gone. For both of us, it comes down to our top deck. So as long as they have more than 3 power, this would scale up. I guess more than 4 power. Have 4 or more power. Odds are I think they make it work. Posture check. I appreciate you, Nightshade. But it is just about time for me to... They're not snapping. Yeah, they're not snapping, but I think we're in a much worse spot. It is time for me to go pick up my son from school though, and so we're gonna send you guys over. Let's see who's on. We're gonna send you guys over to Alex. Always good vibes. Always enjoy watching him make some cooks, but we'll send you guys that way, and then I'll be live. I think it'll be again tomorrow for a few hours, and so we will catch you guys around very, very soon. I appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you guys later. Do up the raid, and we'll send you that way.
Half of our deck. I would love to play some Marvel Snap. TLSG coming in with the huge raid of 189. TLSG, my man, great to see you. Thank you so much for the raid. We're trying to cook here, and we've had some limited success. I'm not saying that. We actually had a lot of good success with dependable discard. We're trying to see if we can make some actual magic happen. TLSG. We're trying to make the magic happen, you know? Throw this here. It's not even on reveal. We can Khonshu Grandmaster. We only have one card out. Alright. Khonshu right now. And then we activate Hellcow into Grandmaster. Maybe we drop everything, hit the blade on the Cap Marvel. We'll see, we'll see. Could potentially... No, we should be able to get rid of this Captain Marvel. Oh, that's cringe. Because now the Grandmaster might... It's actually Brutes. Grandmaster might hit Green Goblin. No, that's wrong.